doing today? I hope that y'all are having a wonderful day. I'm just going to pick up where we left off with this little section right here. And I was waiting because it looked like there was probably like a 30-second delay before it popped up on the screen. Just trying to make sure I was live before I continued on. Get some music going. Yeah, that was a bit weird. That was like a 30-second delay. All right. I don't see anyone in the house yet, but we are going to carry on. If someone comes in, that would be great. If we don't, we're just going to go ahead and get a little bit of this done anyway. Listen to a little bit of music. I am going to try to change the music for one of my upcoming lives. I thought I was going to do it today, but I've got to get some stuff in the garden. So I was like, I'm not going to mess with something new or try to figure something new out today. I'm just going to go with it. So here we are. Hey, Natalia, welcome in. Hey, Samantha, I haven't seen you in a long time. How have you been? Welcome in. Yeah, I haven't crocheted in a while, and I have to finish that blanket, my Green Bay blanket, the Afghan, and I do have to work on that, but I just haven't really felt like it. But I do have to get there, and so maybe today I won't do that on a live though, because I mess up my count. There's so many counts going on because of all the color changes. I did do it on a live, I think a couple of times, but I wind up messing up and having to take apart. So I need something that doesn't require that much precision, you know? So I'm gonna work on these hues. There's only a little bit of them. Hey Linda, how are you doing? Good to see you. Miss Daisy May, welcome in. I'm doing well, getting a little bit of a late start this morning. And normally I get straight to what I have to do, but I'm like, you know, since I'm trying to get on here and do lives and stuff and maybe get a little crafting in, I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and do this for a little bit, and then we'll, you know, start with everything else that has to get done around here. Oh, thank you, Samantha. Let's see. Everyone's greeting everyone. I'm doing good. I'm taking my first sips of coffee at 10:30 in the morning, so be better in a little bit. Trying to get caffeine. You and me both. I had a few sips of coffee just now, and we're gonna go ahead and put down some of these drills. Yeah, I haven't crocheted in a minute. I did some face rounds, which is cotton face rounds that I have in the shop, and they're for, like, you know, putting your toner on or taking makeup off. It's just like, you know, like the cotton pads that you get at the store, except that these are reusable, you know, they're crocheted. And so I worked on those a few weeks back, but that's because I needed to, but I just haven't felt like crocheting. But the last few days I've been like, I really have to work on that blanket. So I'm trying to get my mindset. Today I'm going to work on that blanket. So I'm going to do this for a little bit, and then I'm going to get some seeds in the ground before it gets really hot out. Yesterday it was only in the 60s, but in the sun, my goodness, it felt like it was 90 degrees out there. So yeah, get some seeds in the ground, then come in, get started with dinner. I think I'm just going to make cabbage soup, and so I'll get that started early, get it going in the crock pot. I think that was it of that cutler. Get it going in the crock pot, and it'll be ready for tonight. And once that's done, then I can do everything else I have to do, and then I can sit down and crochet for a little bit. I mean, I thought I was only like halfway done with that blanket, but I looked at the app where I keep track, and I don't think, I think I don't know if I'm 3/4 of the way done, but it's definitely more than half. So that's a bit exciting because I have less to go than I thought I did. But one thing with me is that it's for someone, right? And if I'm crocheting for someone, I don't crochet if I don't want to crochet. I have to be in like a good mood, I have to be happy. I have to like I don't want any kind of bad energy going into my crochet projects. I know that sounds ridiculous, but so yeah, if I don't want to crochet, or if I'm in a bad mood or sick or ill or something like that, I don't crochet, especially if it's for someone. So because I hadn't been in a mood, but now I am, so I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get started with it again and get it going and get it done so I can gift it. So I think I already asked, but how is everyone doing? I have to focus a little bit more with these square drills than I do with the round ones. But we're moving right along, aren't we? I need to look at the chat. Look away from the canvas. Look away from the canvas. Doing okay, just trying to get caffeinated. Same here. Samantha, I'm from Georgia. Hey, Ivy. How are you doing? Samantha says, hit the thumbs up. Yes, please hit the thumbs up if you're in here. Thank you. All right. I gotta keep the drill that I'm working with like right here, because I will straight up forget what color, what number, what symbol I'm working with. I do that continuously. So I have all these right here. I'm not even sure why they're there. Probably before I actually kitted up the project and was working on this corner over here. Maybe some of those go in this little section. I'm not even sure. Like I just left it the same way when we got done, and then I just came back to it. So nothing has gotten done on this. If y'all want to drop, if you are a creator and you want to drop your channel, type in #connect and Nightbot will drop your channel for you. to work on the hearts because it looks like there's a few of them. I already had to do what? I already did two colors, three. That's 32. It's 32 in here. Oh, Samantha, I've been crocheting about 30 years, give or take a little bit. Of course, you know, with time taken off, right? Because life happens. And I think now that I've gotten older, I take more time to actually like craft and enjoy the crafting. And make time for it to where before it was just if it happened, it happened. You know, and then work got in the way, and there was a lot of times that even though it's been that long, there was a lot of times that I'd probably, you know, it would be months without a single stitch. But I mean, I guess that's just, for me, I think that's just life in general, because I say, you know, when I was younger, but I mean, let's see, in the last probably 6 months, I've only crocheted like a little bit. Like I haven't, you know, very little, very little. How long have you been crocheting, Samantha? Or all of you, if you want to share. Miss Linda, if you're still here, they have the dollar store now has the diamond art. And so for $1.25, you can actually try it out and see if it's something that you have the patience for or something that you like. You know, they may not be like the best quality, but they work. I need to get one so that I can actually see how it is, you know, and maybe like do it on here with like a little review of what I think. But, you know, for $1.25, you get everything that you need, you know, and you can just try it and see. That goes for anyone that's in here that wants to try it. Okay, Nightbot's talking. White tea is showing me that everyone has left me. Maybe. I don't know. I do enjoy the sections where I can work on the one color for a little bit as opposed to having to switch out continuously. So I do enjoy that. Ivy says, I think I'd like the diamond painting if they made them for seniors. My eyes can't see the small ledger or icons on the pattern. Would need big magnifier. I think the backlight, this light that it's sitting on, like, let me cut the light off. So it's pretty dark. With this one has good symbols, and so I can see them. But with the light, I think it helps. I mean, it just brightens everything up. But I do have a small magnifying glass that I got at the dollar store. It has a little light on it. I don't know where it's at right now. But what I found was early, I guess it was last week, because that's when I started this on a live. I had to actually take my phone camera, and it has a not the phone, it has a magnifier on it, my phone, and I had to magnify it because it was in the middle of like the drills that I had already done, and so I couldn't see the whole symbol. So I had to actually magnify so that I could see what it was. But yeah, I can see that. I mean, if you got one that was like color blocked, and so it had a lot of the same color in like one area, and then you figured out what that color was, then you could but yeah, they probably, I think they're probably all the same size. So yeah, you'd have to really love it to want to like use the magnifier. But they have those lamps now. I have one for my cross stitch, because I struggle with my cross stitch because they're so tiny, right? Um, and it's a light and a magnifier, and then you just move it up, and so you could potentially have a light like right set up right here, and then you could see everything and then pick your stuff and just do that and not have to actually worry about moving a magnifier glass around, because that light helps me a lot with my cross stitch. Because with cross stitch, girl, I feel like I'm blind, like really, I'm like, oh my gosh, but that has helped. It always throws me off when you say senior, because you look so young to me. I'm like, is she really though? But now I hear in places senior is considered all different kinds of ages. I think for most of my adult life, it used to be 65. When you were 65, you were considered a senior. But now, you can get senior discounts at places at the age of 50, which is great, right? Because, I mean, who doesn't love a discount? But to be considered a senior at the age of 50, it's a bit insulting. I know, I watch you work with the small beads. You do beautiful work. So I think you'd probably be able to do it. Oh, she says, oh, thanks. You're too kind. I'm not. That's the truth. I mean, if we took a poll, I think most would agree with me. And then I made that coffee, and I sat here, and I haven't been here very long, and my coffee is about gone. Now these square drills though are a bit challenging for me because there's like no room for error. And I do have a little grid that helps you get them like straight, but I had to tape up the edges because I sliced my finger on it when I first got it because the edges are raw and sharp. But that might help a little bit more. But I think if I just take my time, I was going to use the curved tip. Star recommended that maybe I use the curved tip because I think I'm like I go in and they're straight, right? As perfectly straight as I can get them. But when I'm coming off of them, I think because I'm like this, and then I go like this. And so I think as I make that movement, I think I kind of shift them a little bit. And I was supposed to find that tip, and I don't know. Let me see if it's here. Okay, so I don't have it down there where I keep most of my stuff. This is what I was talking about. So it helps you get, although I would need it something bigger because, you do that few drills, however many that is, and then you have to remove it and add another one. But these edges right here will slice your finger open. So I'll probably invest in something better than that. I seen someone using, I don't even remember who it was, something yesterday, and they're plastic. I think she said she got them from Forever Young or something like that. Or no, for Forever something. I don't know. But they were plastic, and they were, I don't know, they were probably about that size, but they were wider. And they looked good. So I'm not sure because I have everything in here, but I'm not finding. Let's see. It has its own little container, but I don't see it. So I'm not going to be able to try it out now. I do have to find it though, because now I'm like, okay, well, where is it? It's not where it's supposed to be. And if something's not where it's supposed to be, then it's lost, right? Alright, I've looked. Let's zip this back up. But yeah, when I try it with that, that might help me keep them more aligned. I wonder where that's at. I don't know, Samantha. I don't time myself when I do them. I just relax and, like a lot of people do the multi-placing. I'll do multi-placing sometimes, but just with a few. Like this one is just like a 3, so I don't use like the 7 and 9s. And most of the time I just do them one by one. And I just take my time and I just enjoy it. So I have no idea how long it takes me. Like I looked at this with it being square and just a little section that I'm doing. I imagine it's going to take me quite a while. Hi, Lee. Welcome in. Thank you, Samantha. Oh, you must have left earlier when I answered. I said like 30 years. On and off, though. Taking breaks in between. 30 years, give or take, a little bit. And I'm sitting here doing these drills and I'm like, where is that? Like in my mind, I'm like, where did you put that? I don't know. It probably is where I just looked for it. I just rushed through it and didn't see it. Because I have the other diamond paintings there that I have to seal. So I probably just overlooked it. We got a lot done in the garden yesterday. It's always great when Hubs helps me out there. That's great for me because I don't have to work as hard, but we got a lot done. I mean, we were out there for a while, but a lot was accomplished. You and me both. I think when this is done, it is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Yes, you can type in hashtag connect. Hashtag connect. Okay, I think this might be. I think that was all of this color, maybe. So it lasted longer than the others, but not long enough. All right, so I'm going to try that one. And this is the first diamond painting. The diamond paintings that I normally get are like Hobby Lobby and Temu and Amazon, although I haven't gotten anything from Temu in a while. Temu and Amazon. And this is the first one that I have that is from the Diamond Art Club. And I must say that I like the way it came in the box. I like it didn't come with one of the, the cheap diamond pens that most of them come with, like these, it came with this. And so that was nice. But it also came with the little labels with the number, the symbol, and then the DMC number. And I thought that was great. So I was very impressed with them. And I know that there's a lot more expensive brands out there and all that, but for me, I think this is probably, and it wasn't that expensive, but it's probably the most expensive one that I have, and one of the better quality ones, I would have to say. So it's a good buy. Will I do it all the time? No, because then I can't afford to diamond paint. But I'm looking for that symbol. Where is that symbol? Focus, 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 Jackie, focus. I can't find the symbol. Oh my goodness. Oh, there it is. My goodness, that took me a long time. All right, so that one's out here somewhere. Okay, I already had it on a tray. Y'all only see this part, but I have a chaotic mess of drills out here. Okay, Samantha Stewart dropped her link. So if y'all want to connect with her, go ahead and do that, and make sure that you leave a thumbs up and a little comment so that it'll stick. Hey, God's Desire, good morning. How are you doing today? Worked a lot in the garden yesterday, and then when I get off of here, I need to go put some more seeds in the ground, but I had a good day yesterday out there. What did you work on the garden at all this weekend? Yeah, Samantha, right now I am good on mods. You're a wonderful moderator. Well, keep coming around and I may make you one. Because I think this is the first or second time that you've been in here, so keep coming around a little bit more. Hey Jen, welcome in. Forrest, you got a robin. You got a robin. Oh, I guess I could put that on the bottom, those captions for people to play with. It's not on here. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. There it goes. Okay. Thank you, Jen. Yes, if you're in here, please do not forget to hit that thumbs up. Thank you. Nightbot wants me to do devotional at 33 minutes instead of an hour. And I normally wait the hour, but because that's when I was on nights, because I was running marathons, I'm not doing that during the daytime. So we will listen to Nightbot and we will do a devotional. So today's devotional is Pure Heart Vision. He opened his mouth and taught them, saying, blessed, happy, enviable, fortunate, and spiritually prosperous are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. No man has ever seen God at any time, the only unique Son, who is in the bosom, in the intimate presence of the Father. He has declared him. He has revealed him and brought him out where he can be seen. Matthew 5, 2 and 8. John 1:18, AMPC. Only by looking at and through you, Jesus, can I see God in all his goodness, strength, power, mercy, and loving kindness. Yet to be able to see God completely, to actually be able to fully enter into his presence, my heart and my mind must be right with you. So help me, Lord. Get and keep my heart pure. Help me focus my thoughts on you, Jesus, to steep myself in your word, to walk in your way, to stay on your path, to forgive as you have forgiven, and to follow your lead in all I do and say, all I think and pray. In your name, amen. That was Pure Heart Vision. I'm well. I need to do cleanup. Out temperature drop this weekend. I know. I think it was like in the 40s here, and I'm like, oh my goodness, those tomatoes. But I'm hoping that they'll survive and do well. Because who would think that it would get down that cold? I mean, we're in May already. So, yeah, plant it, and what gets done, if they survive, they survive, and we get food, and if they don't, they don't. I'm not gonna worry too much about it, except for, it's a lot of work. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light, Matthew 11:30. Fatima, good morning. How are you doing? She says, blessings, Jackie. Wow, you have done so much already. Well, this is what we've done together on here during the lives. This is what we have done. But thank you. I've not moved it anywhere. I've not put it away because I think this is just what I'm going to do. I mean, if I go live with crocheting, I know I'm not going to do it with my blanket unless it's just like a silent one, and you just watch me crochet, but it won't be in this area. I'll be like on the couch or something because I'm leaving this area set up so that I can just in the mornings do this or whenever and not have to worry about putting it up and taking it or anything like that. I just come, click the go live button. I mean, I hadn't even done thumbnails or anything like that. Just hit the go live button, come chit chat with y'all for a little bit while I do this, get my day started. My day started a little bit later today. I think because I was so exhausted and my, I mean, not that y'all want to hear, but my back was bothering me before I went out into the garden. And I think it was from the gardening, because I've spent quite a bit of time out there. But then yesterday when I came back in, oh my gosh, I was in so much pain. And so today it's better, but it's not, I still feel it. But I'm like, I still got to go out there, right? You still got to get the things done. So it just is what it is. Got to keep moving, got to keep doing all the things. But I don't have a lot to do. I just have some seeds to drop. Because I was going to put okra, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on the okra because okra likes it hot. And with these dips in temperature, I feel they'll get stunted. And I'd rather them not because they are great producers, but they like it hot. So I'm going to wait on the okra. And I think I might put the squash out today. I'm not sure. I'll put some seeds and then I'll decide if the squash. You know what? I haven't. I started some not vining squash, just some summer squash. That I got some seeds. I think I picked up some seeds. I think it was at Walmart. And those are the bush variety, so they're not the vining variety. So I did start those in little containers though. I know they don't like to be transplanted or their roots messed with, but I started them in little containers. And for the vining ones though that I want to grow, I think I will put just a few of them in the ground today and see how they do. Because it's going to take them a minute to germinate, and maybe by then our weather will be nice and hot. Maybe. We have so many cats around here. I had the mama kitty that had those kitties last year. She had 4 of them. But then we only wound up seeing 2, like getting big. Like, I don't know what happened with the other two, but now Mama Kitty and those kitties are wandering around here, and then there's other cats, and I'm like, my goodness. And I mean, I really don't want to call animal control because, if they don't get rescued, you know, so I'm like, they're not really hurting anything. I'm not sure. I mean, they're kitties. They're doing, they're doing their thing. There's a lot of them. Hey, Kelly, good morning. Welcome in. How are you doing? Okay, greetings. I'm planting according to the moon, so I will plant out on the 6th. Okay, so in 2 days. I've never planted according to the moon. I should try that. Is this your first time doing it according to the moon, or have you done it before? And if you have you noticed the difference? Because I just plant according to the, to the free states. Although I haven't followed them as strictly as I have in the past, now I'm just like, I see something and I'm like, okay, if I want to plant this, and I just consider the dates to my first frost, and I'm like, yeah, it has time, You wish cats would hang around there. You've only seen one. Yeah, there's I looked out my window. It's been 3 or 4 weeks now, but I looked out my window and I had in the backyard, I had 3 cats on the grass. Like, they were probably 2 of them were probably within a foot of each other. The third one was probably like 6 feet from them, but they were just laying down in the sun. And then there was a fourth one. I have a table back there that I put put things on, right? So it helps me when I'm like filling up containers with dirt and stuff like that. And there was one just laying up there, just like it wasn't in the sun. The sun wasn't right there. The other ones were in the sun, and that one was just in the shade, just laying. And I'm like, y'all, none of y'all belong to me. Like, what are you doing here? But they just looked like they were having a great time just hanging out. And I'm like, like, do I really want them? I mean, they keep rodents away, right? Because I mean, we live out in the country, so that's a problem. That can be a problem. So they keep them away. Um, I mean, I'd rather see the kitties. Really, I mean, I like snakes. Don't get me wrong. We've been snake owners, and I enjoy them, but they can be a little bit scary. When you're walking out there and all of a sudden you're almost stepping on a snake. Um, so the snakes are not right there when the cats are there. So one of them was really pretty. I hadn't ever seen him before. He was gray and so poofy. He was a really pretty cat. I mean, the other ones are pretty too, but he just really stood out. And maybe because I hadn't seen him before. But those were just the 4 that were there that day. I've seen more. There's one, he's a bully. He fights all the other cats. He's black. He's missing an ear. He's older too, or we think he's older because he's been around here for years. But he's a bully. He's a bully, and he don't listen. We tell him, stop fighting. You're too old. Leave it alone already. But he just looks as if continues on like, what are you trying to tell me what to do? No. But because we have a lot of snakes out here too. But I'd rather see the cat than the snake. Kelly says I'm doing well, just chilling. I've done it before and did very well, so I'm going back to it. Okay. Oh, maybe I should just not go out there and put seeds in the ground today and just wait 2 days. That could work, right? We also we were out there doing work, and this was 2 weeks ago, I think. And we were in the backyard doing stuff, and it was daylight, y'all. Okay, it was still daylight, and we're doing stuff, and we see a raccoon. Now there's raccoons out here. We see them all the time. Um, but they come out at nighttime, right? So anyway, this one's out in the daytime, and we're like, that's not a good sign. And it was like really like hunched, like, and it was skinny and just it 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 didn't look good. It didn't give you the warm, fuzzy feelings you get when you see like the regular raccoons. And so it started walking in the side yard going towards the front. And so hubby started following it to see where it was going. And he was probably like 10 feet behind it. And it got to the front and it got under under one of the vehicles. And so he was just watching it. And I guess it saw him and it started making like I don't know what the sound. It wasn't chittering because the chittering is like I guess what the babies do with the mamas and stuff, but it was like an angry like talk at him, and it started chasing him. Like it chased him. He ran all the way to the backyard, and he's like, "Is it still behind me?" I'm like, no, it's like it was like 15 feet away, but it was still watching and making that horrible sound, and yeah. So it went into the woods, and we kept an eye out for it, but it was gone. But then like I don't know, like 30 minutes later it came back and it took the same path again. And so we didn't follow it through the yard. We came into the house and out the front door to see where it was going. And it just went down the road, like kept going till we couldn't see it any further. And I'm like, it's probably a rabid raccoon, right? And so we haven't seen it since because we kept an eye out for it. Because we're always doing stuff in the yard, and it's the last thing you want to do, right? Get attacked by a raccoon. But they normally look really healthy. They come out here, they eat. Um, but that one was different. I mean, it wasn't foaming at the mouth or anything like that, like you see like in the movies or like what you read, but it was definitely an unhealthy raccoon is what I'm going to go with. I think that was it of that color. I'm still not going to put that away though. I'm going to leave that because I'll probably need them again. Hey, Blood Dragoon, welcome in. Today and tomorrow are not good planning days according to the moon. Oh, okay. Well, I hope it was yesterday because I planted all kinds of stuff yesterday. I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff about planning according to the moon, but even on what is it, the Farmer's Almanac, I think, where they have your first and your last freeze dates, and it has on there also planning according to the moon. But I always see it and I've read on it, but I've just never done it. But I mean, I need all the help I can get with the bugs. I don't think it has anything to do with the bugs, but I mean, if it's supposed to be a good harvest, maybe. Dragoon, you find your video games relaxing. You see what I find relaxing. Big difference. Huge, huge, huge. I've never really been good at video games though. Like I like to watch, like my kids would play. I've never really been good at them. When I was young, there was that was like back in the days of like Atari too, right? But so I play a few games on like Atari that I was okay at, and then there was that game that came out, and I think it might still be around. I'm not sure. The Mortal Kombat, and I played that, and I was okay at that. But I'm Pac-Man. I used to love Pac-Man. But other than that, I'm terrible at video games, and definitely now, the older I've gotten, like the less I comprehend any of it. My brain is just like, it's too much. It's too much. So see, that was all of that color. So we're running into the confetti thing again. But at least I'm doing it within this square. I'm surprised I have stuck with this square, y'all. I really have. I ought to be proud. Because it's very difficult for me to just keep switching instead of just going all over the place. But it is nice, you know. It's organized. Alright, now I have to find another symbol. And for some reason, I guess it's because the picture is twisted in a different angle. I'm having a hard time finding my symbols. It's taking me a little bit longer than usual. Okay, so that's 6. And there's just a few of them as well. I'm going to put these right here because this is, the plastic is right there. So I'm going to just put these right here so I don't have to keep thinking that I can go further up, because I can't. Because I know I would try. And we like the snakes too, right? But the problem with the snakes is that they get in there in the chicken coop, and so that's problematic. Because we've squirrel proofed it, raccoon proofed it, possum proofed it, but the snakes can still get in. Well, if I'm not going to go down there and throw some seeds, I have extra time, then I have a little bit more extra time. That'll give me a little extra to work on that blanket. So that would be what, Tuesday? That would be Wednesday. Can't remember if it's raining on Wednesday or if it's raining on Thursday. Their planting days are 1, 2, 6, 7. Okay, let me screenshot or let me take a picture of that. Oops, that was video for this month. Because then I could wait for what I was going to do today. I could definitely wait till the 6th or 7th, and then for the okra, I can just look up for, or the hotter stuff one of those days. Put those away. Plus, I ordered seeds, so I'm waiting on those. That probably won't be here for like a week. I had to order some more grow bags. That'll be here sometime this week. For May. Okay, thank you. Okra especially good to plant 19th or 20th. Girl, you know I can use all the help, right? So take a picture of that too. I don't know, my gardening confidence has decreased because last year I did get some harvest. I got some. I didn't get like an abundance, but in previous years I have done really, really, really well. And so of course, your confidence builds because you're like, oh, like, I started this and I didn't know what I was doing, and I'm slowly learning and increasing the harvest, right? And then the year before last, I had bugs that I hadn't seen before that just went through through mainly vegetables. But even then, I still got to harvest lots and lots of food. But then last year, our harvest was very minimal between the bugs and the weeds. because the weeds were, I thought I had gotten all the, I think it's crabgrass. I'm still not 100% sure, but I thought I had gotten all of that. But apparently it grows really quickly, and so it suffocated the roots of most of my things from underneath. Like, it was just like a silent killer. Like, I didn't even know it was there anymore, and it just suffocated everything. So it affected our harvest a lot. So, which is why this year, even I have those raised beds, I'm just putting boxes and bags on top of that so that the roots are not suffocated from below. Uh, so, and I'm hoping for the best. Now with the bags, I have to go out there and water basically every day because they lose a lot of water by evaporation because they're not, they're containers, right? But they're bags, so they're losing it out of everywhere. So that's a little not great, having to water every single day. I'm rebuilding my confidence as well. Last year was rough. Okay, so you had a rough last year too, okay? And that's the thing though, like I agree with Mona, where she's like, it takes patience to be in the garden, but it is so true, because you think you know it, right? And you plant according to what you think you know. But then the garden says, no, I'm doing this way, and there you have it. You just gotta roll with it. Because I used to keep like the weight and stuff, like I would harvest, and so I would keep like, like tomato this by like when I would harvest it, like for the month. And I mean, we used to go through like so many poundage of like a lot of the stuff. And like the last year, I think I did it. I don't even remember what it was for. And then I didn't even do it because I was like, it's not even going to be like really worth it. But the year before that, it was so much lower than all the previous years. And I was like, I'm not going to say devastated, but not happy about it. But I think this year with doing it in the bags, and because I wasn't going to do it at all, I'm just like, like I want it to do well. I'm hoping it does well. And I'm planning to the best of my abilities, my knowledge and ability. But, if it does well, then great. And if it doesn't, then, I can plant for fall and then I can wait for next year. So. And then I'm like, a lot of, labor goes into it. But then I'm trying to like just think about it like, well, yeah, it was labor, but it was exercise. So don't look at it as it was just for the garden. Like, you got out there and you did all that exercising and you got you some good sunlight, daylight, and that's it. So I benefited from that hard work. So if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. That is the mindset that I am trying to keep. But like I wanted to give me some because every year You know, you still need to buy soil. Like, I mean, I make our compost, but I still need to. I haven't gotten to the point where I don't need more. You know, I still have to purchase some, so I still need soil and I still need compost, and then you still need, you know, to buy seeds. And so at the minimum, I would like to make that back so that it's not money that just went into the garden, you know. So I would like to make that. But aside from that, then anything else is a plus. I have so many pepper plants that survived the winter. Very happy. Yes. So they'll start producing soon. See, I don't have the greenhouse, so I don't have, you know, I'd have to bring them inside. And I did one year, I put them in the shed, but then, and I guess they were doing fine, but then we had to get something from the shed and they got put outside and then it got cold and so they died. But so I don't really overwinter much of anything. I think even with a greenhouse though, I think it would get too cold. So you probably overwinter them inside, or maybe you heat your greenhouse. I'm not sure, but because we've talked about a greenhouse, and what I'm thinking about doing is making an area and kind of sort of like a greenhouse, but not a greenhouse, kind of like with PVC pipe. And because I bought greenhouses and the wind just destroys them. But anyway, I was thinking about an area and then with PVC pipe and then putting like hardware cloth around it to keep the critters out because I have a problem with critters, right? So put the hardware cloth and then in the colder months, then I can put greenhouse cover over it, you know, the greenhouse plastic. And they have those clamps for the PVC pipe, and so we can clamp it on. And that would help with some. Obviously, it's not going to help me with like pepper or tomatoes because it would still be too cold in there, even with that. But so I was thinking about that. So I got the landscape material for it, but that's as far as we've gotten there. We haven't gotten the PVC pipe or the hardware cloth. We do have the plastic. But I figured it would be good for also like the like cabbage and all the things that don't like full-time sun and don't like to be in that heat would go good in that area because it's a shaded area. So there is some sun, but mainly shaded. And I was like, I can grow those there, like when I can't grow them where there's the full sun, right? And heat. So that's what I'm looking at. And the goal is to start that, get that done this year, but we've been busy with other stuff, so we're just slowly getting there. Very slowly. I am very displeased with we purchased, I just shifted all of those. Several years ago, we purchased a refrigerator and a stove. and it's the Samsung brand. And we got them. It was, I don't remember. I mean, it wasn't like a great deal, but there was a sale going on, and so we got them. And we've had Samsung electronics before, and those have worked great. So we thought this would be, we didn't see any issues. Well, I don't know if y'all are in looking for, appliances. And I don't know how they are now, but this was several years ago, and they worked good for the first few years. And then one of the eyes on my stove, it still works, but it gets super hot, like unbelievably hot. Like I can't cook anything on it. Like I turn it on the low and it's like super hot. So it, you can't use that burner. It's a useless burner, right? So and I've just kind of worked around it. So like when I'm cooking, I have to just like use my other ones, but that's the biggest one, and because anyway, it's the biggest one, and so it irritates me that I can't use it. And I don't want a whole new stove because everything else works. The oven works fine, but that eye does not work at all. And so it's irritating. It's frustrating. I'm actually thinking about getting one that I can just plug in, a big single one, and so that I can just have that area because I cook a lot. So it slows me down. But anyway, so that happened with that, and so I've been dealing with that. That's been going, I don't know, a year, maybe a little bit longer. I've just dealt with it, whatever. So like 2 years ago, the refrigerator started making this loud noise when it's closed. It just like, I don't know, like a lawnmower going in my kitchen. Just this really loud, annoying sound. You open it, it stops. You close it, it starts all over again. So I started looking up, and YouTube had like um, videos on how to fix it. And so you have to take basically your refrigerator, all the insides out, all the shelves and drawers out. And then you have to, the back panel, you have to remove that panel, but there's icing on the inside. So you have to, if it doesn't come off, then you blow dry it, or you do a forced defrost on it. And so, was it 2 years ago? Was it a year ago? No, because now we were thinking it was a year. So maybe like a year ago. So you have to take it, it's a thing. It's a whole thing. It's time consuming. So we did it like a year ago, maybe a little bit over a year ago. We took it all, we defrosted the whole thing, put everything back. It works fine. Well, like a couple days ago, it started doing it again, the noise. And so, now we know what we have to do. So we have to do that. But the thing is that we shouldn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not something that we should have to do. And so I'm gonna contact them. I don't think they'll care. I don't think they'll do anything about it, but maybe. Um, but anyway, yesterday when we were doing it, it was so frozen, it was so everything that we cracked the little cover, which is fine, it works fine, but we cracked the cover doing something that we shouldn't have to do. And so, yeah, I should have recorded it making the noise to play it for y'all. But it's like a lawnmower or like a jackhammer. Like it's so loud. So, but we got that done. So now what we did was I set a reminder because it was like a year or so. So we set a reminder for like 3 months so we can go ahead and take it apart and see how it's doing, because it's something on the way that they did it. Some guy explained it on YouTube very well, but I don't know anything about like the wires and all that stuff. So, but apparently they used a piece or something that shouldn't have been used, and which causes all this freezing in there, which shouldn't be happening. And that's what it is. It gets frozen. There's ice everywhere, and you have to go in there and you have to basically take everything apart and then blow dry it to defrost it. Or, I mean, you can cut everything off and let it defrost, which is going to take, who knows, and then all your food is ruined, right? So, yeah. So those are two Samsung appliances. I'm like, when we have to replace these, we are not getting Samsung. I'm like, I don't think I'm getting anything for them again. Because you just shouldn't have to. You should not have to go through that. Did I finish those already? I started talking and yeah. I guess I did. Unless I just put a color on here that I didn't need. I think I finished those. I planted some green bell peppers, and they have little peppers, about that size. So they're doing pretty good. Bible one. I'm afraid I put my trust in you. Psalms 56:3. You heat the greenhouse. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But your greenhouse, you've got so many pretty, I haven't seen it in a while, but from last year, it looked really nice in there. I had to take my freezer apart and put a heater in there to defrost it about a month ago, and I need to do my other freezer because I hear it. I put freezer alarms on them so I don't lose my food. Yeah, we don't have a freezer alarm. We only have one freezer. We had two. I gave one away. I'm not sure why. Maybe I felt they needed it more than I did. I don't know. But we need to get more. But we have the one in there. It doesn't have a freezer alarm. But that is a really good idea because you just never know. And then you lose all your food, right? But the one freezer we've had for a long time. And we talk about getting a second one quite often. We just haven't done it. I have to find a room for it, for one. I mean, we could make room, but this is like, I did take a picture of let's see. So that's the back of the refrigerator, right? And so you have to take there's screw there, screw there, screw all the way in the bottom. You have to take all the screws off. Then this is that cover that's on the back of the fridge. And so once you get that removed, that comes off and it has foam all around it. But it was so iced that it took us forever to be able to get that off. And then, because I was going to make a little short on this, but look at all the ice. And then you can't see all the ice in the coils, but it's ice all over in the coils. It's absolutely ridiculous. And apparently it's just something on their end that they did wrong that causes that. It shouldn't even be a thing. But maybe if I contact them, they, I don't know, send me a part that can be put on there that will make that stop. And we had the septic tank drained or cleaned out last year. And like when I tell you we've we've been busy with stuff, but so that got done last year. It hadn't even been a year, and then it started pooling again. Water was pooling up there, so I called them out. They came and looked. They emptied it out again, and they did their inspection or whatever, and the drain field, I didn't even know what a drain field was, but so the drain field had gone bad, which they're meant to last like 20 to 30 years. And so this house is like a little over 20 years. So they came and they did that and determined that we needed a new drain field. So when we requested the permit from the county, we didn't know if they were going to approve it for what area they were going to approve it for. So we couldn't do any of the gardening because we didn't know if we were going to have to take out the whole garden, pull the whole garden up, because it would have gone there. Thankfully we didn't. But so we had to get a whole new drain field put in. So that area is just, there's no grass, it's just clay right now. And with the rain it's just mud. But, so yeah, we had to get a new drain field. And while we had the permit, getting the permit and all that before they came out to do it, we couldn't use the washer. Like the baths had to be, like the showers had to be like short, and like the dishes, and so like we went back to like true homesteading, like doing the laundry outside. Because I haven't been in a laundromat in like decades, and I just didn't want to. So we were doing the laundry outside by hand, and got it pumped to pump out the shower water, and doing the dishes outside, like just true homesteading, which we hadn't done in a while, and that was fine. So that it didn't overflow, and they didn't have to come out here in the meantime before they got everything, and so it worked out. But yeah, that's what we've been dealing with for like the past few weeks. But it's good now, and hopefully will be for a while. Except for the muddy yard. But yeah, a drain field. Who knew? Y'all are probably like, well, I know that. But I grew up in the city. I know nothing about, any of that. But you learn quickly when you have to. That was it of that color. Are you kidding me? Like, that was like 4 pieces. That's how yours was. And I know that freezers, like, you know, like we have to, even though like our freezer is like a frost free or whatever, it still gets stuff in it. But we do the what's the, is that a mallet? What is that? The rubber mallet, like the little hammer, but the rubber. And we do that, and we get the ice off of it like that. Even though it's supposed to be frost free, it does that. That's fine, right? But having to take it apart to be able to get to that, you know, yeah. And then because it took us a while to be able to just get the cover off because of how frozen it was, frozen in place. We have like the small refrigerators, like the ones you like use in college rooms and the college dorms. And so we have one of those, which was just in the garage because we hadn't used it in a while. It used to hold our ferments. We had 2 of those holding our ferments, and got one out because we're like, okay, well, you know, we had to take everything out of the fridge. So we're like, we got to put this somewhere so it doesn't go bad. So we had to get that out and plug it in. Uh, but everything's in the fridge now, and it'll be good now for maybe a year. I mean, we're going to check it in 3 months anyway, so that maybe it's not, because if it wouldn't have been frozen in place, we could have just pulled that out, you know, defrosted the ice real quick and be able to go. But that taking it out part was what took us the longest this time. So we don't want it to get like that again, which is why we're going to check it sooner. But I mean, what are you going to do, right? You have to decide. I have to look at freezers and decide which one we want, and then wait for Black Friday for when it goes on sale. Tell you what, though, it had been years. Well, no, it hadn't been years because our washer went out. Well, yeah, it had been years. Our washer went out like maybe, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. And I had to wash clothes by hand for like a week or two, till we got our new one in. But so it's been years since I had to do that. I had to do it again. Guess it's a good skill to have, right? I had to watch a YouTube video on how to find the ice because last year I paid just for him to tell me to unplug the freezer. You know, and what kind of thing is that, to unplug the freezer for 48 hours? If you have the freezers because you need it, right? What's going to happen to all the stuff in there in 48 hours? Like that's not cool. So your freezer you have to find the ice. So you had to take something apart as well. See, our freezer, the ice, it's just the box. It's just, and then the ice just builds on the outside. And so we don't have to take it apart. We just, like I said, hit it with that gently. Obviously, you don't want to go, you know, hitting it hard and damaging the freezer, but we just like gently tap on it. And, we get the chunks of ice and we get rid of the ice and it's good to go. And I mean, you're done with that in like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes or something like that. But I mean, we do take out the stuff, right? But we put, like 10 minutes, put it all right back in. But thankfully, we haven't had, there's no part to take out. But, I think people that don't like prep and like keep stuff like that, they just don't think that way, they just, you have a freezer. Like, I mean, if you have a freezer, you have things in it, but yeah, that kind of stinks to have to spend that money just for him to tell you that. But that's what we did last year when we did it, because I was like, what is this? What is this? Why does this? I mean, initially, I didn't know where that sound was coming from when I first started doing it. I was like, oh my goodness. But we looked up the video and, on his video, he did well because he had the sound and everything. I was like, yep, that's exactly what's wrong with this fridge. And so we learned how to do it. I really wish there was like a part or something, and there may be. I may have to go in there and watch more videos of something that we can just replace and not have to worry about that again. But I mean, it's always nice to have like a backup freezer, but then, it's just kind of there using up electricity, with nothing or very minimum in it. And then if something does happen, then you have that freezer where you can move all your stuff to, and not lose it. So it probably is worth it. We're not there yet. But not there yet. But I mean, with the price of meat the way it is right now, it's like, I don't know that we'll have a lot of extra meat to go in there. I mean, we could hunt, right? But I haven't done that in a while. I don't hunt. I say we, hubby hunts. I don't have the patience to sit there and not move and just sit there and whisper and just wait. I don't have that kind of patience at all. Like, he's like, you'll just scare everything away, Jackie. You'll just scare everything away. I know, I will. Plus, I don't know that I could look at Bambi and shoot Bambi. I mean, I probably could if I was hungry, and I probably should be able to do it because, it puts food in the freezer. So I probably could, I think. I would hope to think that I could if I had to. But I mean, I'd have to sit still long enough to wait, and I can't. I don't like saying I can't. It's not easy for me. I probably could sit there quietly. I don't know if I could sit there without moving because my body would start aching and I would need to stretch and I would need to move my legs and move, So I probably could not sit there still. I could probably make myself not say nothing for hours. But I couldn't, I would just be too stiff and in too much pain not to move. Sono, welcome in. Let's see, I have okay, you have two uprights. The one we have is the chest. The one I gave away was an upright. And when we look, I'm like, oh, do we want the chest or we want the upright? And Hug says the chest because it holds better, like as far as the heat, or the heat, not the heat, the cool, because you open it and so it's just the way it is. When you open the other one, you lose all that cold immediately when you open the door, something like that. I don't know. My thing is, I want the stand-up one because it makes it easier for me to get in there and get stuff. So it has shelves, right? So I could be like, okay, meats on these shelves, vegetables on these shelves, fruits on these, and I can just go in there and pull them out, which with what we have now, I have to pick up from this side and put to this side or take out and then go digging and digging because I don't know where it's at and then put everything back. And so that's why I'm thinking upright for the ease of that. But he prefers the other. And I'm like, okay, well, we could keep the chest and that could be for stuff that we're not getting into daily and keep the upright for stuff that we are getting into. Like long term, shorter term kind of thing. But yeah, I think that's what I want is the upright. Just for the ease, because a lot of times now when I want something for the freezer, I'm like, can you go get such and such? Because he has to move so much stuff around. I have way too much to lose if my freezer. Yes, yes. So no, I am doing well. I'm doing good. Just here, diamond painting, chatting with friends, enjoying it. Better to buy the meat now before it gets any higher. Well, with the keto, that's mainly what we eat, like the meats and the eggs. I mean, yeah, seeds and nuts and stuff like that, but it's like, my gosh, it's expensive. Thank you, thank you. Someone just love your diamond painting. It is going to be beautiful when it's done. I'll show you that's what it's going to be when it's done. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Look at those colors. I am going to, this is one that I am going to frame when it's done. I have a couple others that I want to frame, which I haven't done that, but I will eventually. I have a chest too and have not had any problems. Okay, so your defrost has come with the other. See, that would be a pain. You're right, the upright it is better for organization. Just not having to be, in there digging through stuff. I mean, you might still have to dig, get to the back of the shelf instead of the front of the shelf, but that's different when you have levels, on those going up and down and having to move everything. Fatima, you have a wonderful and blessed day till I see you again. Thank you for coming in and spending your morning with me. And then our dryer is making squeaky sound, and so I can't remember. He looked it up and can't remember what I don't know if it's the belt or something, so we have to go buy a belt and fix it. Now that's acceptable because we've had that dryer for I don't even know. A really long time. I don't remember. So we'll have to, I think he said we have to buy like several things because he said it could be several things. So we were going to go buy those pieces because eventually you'll need them anyway, right? And try to fix it. But I like line drying clothes, so we've been doing that and then just putting them in the dryer for like the last few minutes. Or for a few minutes just to like if any bugs, because there's bugs out there. So if any bugs have gotten on them or anything like that, and then just kind of to like fluff them out kind of thing. So that's what we've been using the dryer for. Mainly I'm not sure if that one went there. Yeah, it does. So we haven't been using it a lot. I mean, and it works fine. It dries fine. It's just that sound. So that's one of the next things that'll hopefully get fixed. Like I said, it doesn't take a priority because it's just a sound and it works just fine. So it's just dealing with the sound while it's running. Plus, I like to conserve like water and electricity and all that, so I'm fine with hanging things outside. To most, that would be like something like a big deal, not to me. The only thing is, of course, if it's raining out there, you can't put your clothes out there. So those days, I try to plan accordingly, though, to do the laundry. So like if I know like my laundry's on a certain day, right? But if I know that on that day it's gonna rain, I'll do it the day before, or something like that. And that way I don't have to worry about it. I've been really chatty today. Really, really chatty. Okay, I can't get in there. Was that all of these? I think. I think so. Yo, I hear all the birds out there. The sun is out. The birds are having a blast. They're like calling for me, like, come outside, Jackie, listen to us, watch us. But what I was going to say is, I have not seen the first hummingbird. I put their food out there. I know they're here. They have to be because they normally get here the end of March to the beginning of April. And I mean, we're in the beginning of May. So I know that they're here, but I have not seen them. And last week, one day, I'm pretty sure I heard one. But now I'm thinking I must have been mistaken because I have not seen any. And I love watching the hummingbirds. And they're just not here. 57. See. Sono says, I'm still learning on diamond painting, but I'm still trying to figure out which color is which. So, see, right here is like the chart, the key that tells you, like it has the number and then it has a symbol. And then this right here is just like the DMC number, so you don't even have to worry about that. So it has a number and it has a symbol. And this diamond painting actually came with the labels that have the number and the symbol. So when you look down at your diamond painting, so this is the next, I'll show you with the one. This is the next one that I'm fixing to do now. So when I go down my key right here, I look for this symbol, which is the symbol I want to work on, and it tells me it's number 57. Then I go to my kit where I keep them, I find number 57. And I know that now on the canvas, on this part, everywhere that I see this symbol, I'm going to put this color in. And with me, I put the color in the drills in here, and then I keep this one like right here, but it's not on the screen, but like right here, so that I know what number I'm working with or what symbol, because I get distracted and then I'm like, oh, what color is this? What symbol is this? Which, I mean, I don't need to know what color it is. I just need to know that this symbol gets these drills. And that's when you kit up. You know, they all come in bags. I don't have the baggies, but they all come in bags, and the bags have the numbers that they are. And you then just put those into whichever tube they go into. And that's important to get it right, because if you mess that up in the very beginning, then your picture's going to be all off. Hey, Joe, how are you doing? It is good to see you. I never try whites out because of her color. I want to be able to, if it's on my... Okay, I don't know. I never try. White outside. Oh, you never dry the clothes on the line because of the bird poop. Thankfully, we haven't had to, I guess because they have so much other places to go, we haven't had an issue with that. But yeah, that's a good point. Someone says, oh, nice. It's great to see you live. I know, right? It's been, well, I went live last week, I think for like 3 days during the morning, and then I came back today. I did one night last week. I don't remember when. But nighttimes are much harder for me now, so I'm trying the daytime thing. But it's been a while. So last week I did 3, and then today. But before that, I came in on January, I think, for a little bit. And before that, it'd been like months. So I think this is like my 4th one or 5th one in like 6 months, maybe 8 months. I've just had other things going on and just haven't been able to. But it is nice to be back and be able to spend some time with y'all. our seasons have been off, so the hummingbirds may be confused. I know, that's what I was thinking too, and I went into their, you know, like the spotting, and there has been some spotting, like, not far from here. I would say within probably like 30 miles, 60 miles from here, but I know they have to be here because it's like over a month past their time. Like they can't be that confused. But that was my initial thing is like it's been too cold. They have to hunker down where they're at. They haven't been able to like, you know, come out. But I can't wait till they get here. Okay, I was about to ask if there are numbers. Well, yeah, the numbers are on this part, but on the actual, well, there are numbers on the canvas itself, but only if it coincides with a number. So like um so like number 1, the symbol for number 1 is 1 in this case. A lot of times it's not, but in this case 1 is 1. So wherever I would see a number 1, which I do have some in the part I'm working on right here and right here, so this would go on there. It's really simple. It's really relaxing. I started doing this like a year and a half ago. It's been a little bit. Next month will probably be a year and a half, but I have enjoyed it. It's relaxing. Now I know some people start and they run with it and they do like so many. I think I've done maybe 10, maybe. I like to take my time and just enjoy it and not rush through it at all. And you know, like this is a single placer, so in this case I'm picking up just one drill. So I pick up just one drill and I put it where it goes. But you have the multi-placer. This is only a 3. And so in that case, I could go, oops, I didn't do it. I could go and pick up 3 and put them where they go. But I enjoy doing them the one by one. But you have multi-placers that are, I don't know how big they get. I don't know, but I think the biggest one that I have is maybe a 9. But I like to do, like, see, that's a multi-placer. I don't know how many that holds. But I like to do them most of the time in one, and I'll do like 3, which is why I have this one here, but that's not as often. I just like to just enjoy it, just take it slow. So it takes me probably longer than most, but yeah, it's a hobby, it's a craft. I'm enjoying it. I don't want to rush it. But Sonal, if you want to try it, I was saying earlier, like the Dollar Tree has them for like $1.25, and it's the whole little kit of everything that you need. I mean, it's not like probably like the best quality. I haven't tried one. Next time I go there, I'm gonna get one so that I can just try it on here and see how it does. But for $1.25, you can try it and see if you like it. I think the ones they have are like small, maybe like this. And I don't know if they're full diamond paintings too, where everything needs a drill, or if it's just certain parts that need a drill. But it would definitely be something to try. Last year I did 3 mandala colorings. Oh, I bet those are pretty. Practice does make perfect, right? Or at least makes it easier. Makes you more comfortable with it. And they have different, like this one right here that I'm working on is the first square drill that I've done. So you can see this, the drill is an actual square. All the other ones, like a square shape, all the other ones that I've done are round. And I don't have a round. I do have a round drill. And other stuff that I've kitted up that I don't know that I emptied. So like this one right here, this is from a different project. Now all of them, the one I'm working on now came with the little stickers that has the number and the symbol. A lot of my other ones, well, I'm gonna say probably most of my other ones don't have that. So I'm just going according to the number. And I'll pull that number out and work on that. I know some people try to draw the symbol. I would just confuse myself. I can't draw for anything. So I just put the number and go with it. But like, so let's see if you can see the difference. So that's the round drill, and then that's the square drill. And so I always work with this one, but this one happened to be the square. And apparently now there's mini drills out there, which I don't know what size those are. I imagine smaller than these, but I don't, I think these are small enough. I may get a mini drill just to see how it is and just to be like, oh, I've done it, if I can do it. I might need a magnifying glass. I don't know. But yeah, it's very relaxing. Very relaxing. And it doesn't, it doesn't take much thought, you just have to remember like what shape you're on. But when you get them, you get the canvas, right? So that would be the picture. You get all the drills that you need to make the picture. And they normally come with a little, sometimes they're a little different, but basically they come with, not all of them have this part, the cushion, but they come with a pen, or yeah, the drill pen with the end, a multi-placer. Some of them come with multi-placer, not all of them. This one's a little bit different. Like, I don't remember which this one came with, and I don't know if you can see it, but that one has like glitter on it. But most of them are like this color. And then they have the tip there. That tip, I like it, so I use it on my pen. Because the tip for this one is, I don't like as much as this tip, which is great. I just prefer the cheaper tip for whatever reason. I think it's more accurate in placing them. But so they come with the drill pen that you're going to need, a tip. Some of them come with the sponge, some of them don't. And then they come with the little boat, the little tray for you to put your drills on. Some of them come with this little container. Some of them don't come with the container, just come with a little, because I guess they think you have a container, with a little piece of like this, not heart shaped. This one came with the one I'm working on, but just a little square of the wax or putty. And then you put it on there and you work with it. And some of them come with baggies, some of them don't. This is for that if you don't have a kit, you can put the numbers right on the bag and work from the bag, which obviously there's not enough bags in there to make a project, but that's normally what it comes with. So you get a pen, you get some putty, you get the tray, you get your drills, and you get your canvas. And so it's it's a little kit that you can work with. And even the ones that, well, I don't know. I'm going to get one so that I'll know. But I imagine they come with the trays and the pens and everything too, because they're a little kit. So it's definitely nice because you don't have to go out and buy anything. Like, if you get into it, then you want like, different pen and like different trays, like I have all kinds of stuff. But to try it out, it's just nice that it comes with the kit and you can just try it and see. And that's what I did when I first started. I started with a hummingbird. It was a big one, but I got it on sale because I didn't want to spend too much because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. And I started on that hummingbird. I started him on a live. I didn't even know what I was doing. And I think God's desire was there that night. And she kind of helped me through. Like, I mean, it pretty much told you everything to do, but I just had questions because that's just me. But yeah, I like immediately fell in love with it. Like just a few minutes in, I was like, oh yeah. And so, yeah. Then I just buy them when I'm on sale, or if I see one that I'm like, I have to have that. And so I have a little, no, I have a bag that has them. And then I just pick from that bag. I haven't bought any in a while, but I haven't gone looking because if I go looking, I'm going to want some. And like I said, you can get them at the dollar store for $1.25, right? And they're little. But you can also go like, crafting stores like Hobby Lobby has them. And then you can get them like when they're having like 40% off, or the Amazon has them. And Amazon has them, I think, for as low as like $2.99. And they're not like the dollar store ones. They're actually like big ones and nice ones, because I have quite a few of the Amazon and the Temu. So, but anyway, so you could start as little as $1.25 and go up from there. Some of them are in like $100, maybe even a little bit more. I don't have any of those, but maybe one day. And I mean, some of those are absolutely gorgeous, but I don't have them, not yet. Maybe one day. So yeah, it's just, you can go cheap or you could go expensive. Lydia, good afternoon. How are you doing? Good to see you. You worked all weekend. Are you off today? Sonal, if you want to drop your channel, put in #connect and Nightbot will drop your channel. #connect. Oh yeah, Nightbot just said it like 2 messages up. To make friends, type in #connect and Nightbot will drop your YouTube link. But I look away and I lose my spot and I have to come back and try to figure out where I was at. I might have, no, I was going to say I might have finished all of these colors, but I didn't. I did not. I think that might be all of those, though. I really am trying to finish this section before I go off the air, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to with all the switching of the colors, because I got things to do. All right, number 46, that's this little section right here. Which, I mean, since I'm not going to garden today, and I'm going to garden, I think she said the 6th and the 7th, I took a picture of it, then I have a little bit more time to sit here and try to get it done. Okay, so that was all of those. Like, see, I just put all that in there, and that was just those few pieces. That's 43. I'm going to do that little section right there. It's not very many of them, just a few. Yes, I did work all weekend. I'm glad that I am off today. So you are off today. I hope you get to enjoy your off day. Jokes. My boss told me that he was going to fire the person with the worst posture. I have a hunch it might be me. Ha 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 ha. It took me a split second to get that, but it's funny. Quotes. Let's see what quotes you get. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway. Eleanor Roosevelt. Yeah, that's true. You know, I came on and I'm like, oh, I'm only going to probably be on here an hour. But 2 hours have gone by and it just feels like it does not feel that way at all. does not feel that way at all. It's so enjoyable. So enjoyable. Alright, I'm looking for my next symbol. It's 54. If I kept time with how long it took me to do these, I would then know like okay, this little section that I'm working on right here, which is only that much, right? So just that much. I would know like, okay, you know, that little section is going to take me 2 hours, or that little section is going to take me 5 hours. Whatever the case may be. I don't even know, that could be 10 hours. I have no idea because I don't keep track. But it would kind of be nice because then I would know, like, in my mind, like, okay, I'm going to finish this section while I'm on a live, and I would know, okay, that's going to be 3 hours, or that's going to be 10 hours. That's going to take, 3 lives or 5 lives kind of thing. But no idea. None whatsoever. Lydia, I haven't been crocheting lately. I'm hoping today to work on that blanket, the graph can that I'm working on, the Green Bay one that I started a while ago. I'm hoping to go back to that and work on it. I think I still have like 30 hours to go on it, maybe. And I'm hoping to be able to sit down today. So I want to finish this square, and I was going to garden, but I don't have to garden today. So I'm putting that off for a couple days. So I have to do this square. I have to start dinner for tonight, and then I have a few chores to do, and then I can sit down and crochet, and I'm hoping to go ahead and knock out a few hours of that today, and then maybe I can get back in the mood to doing it, because I just have not been in a crocheting mood, or I haven't been in the mood or had the time. So, and then I'm just recently getting back into it as of last week. What are you working on? What's on your hook? But that's what I'm hoping to get done. I had to, a few weeks ago, I worked on some face pads for the shop, but that's because I had to get some of those done. But other than that, nothing. I did those loveys one week that I did the shorts on a few weeks back. Been very slow on the crochet end. I was saying earlier, if I do do a live while I'm working on that blanket, it'd probably be a silent live because there's just too much counting and I would just mess it up if I'm trying to have conversations while I'm trying to work on it. I've been crocheting my sunflower key ring out of a bottle cap. Yeah, I heard you say that on Timmy's, that you were going to work on that. I'd like to see it. I don't think you've gone live. I haven't seen you. They're probably really cute, aren't they? Didn't you do something else out of the bottle cap? What, like, was it the sunflower ones that you were working on? No, it was something different, right? I can't remember now, Lydia. My memory, it's not what it used to be. That's for sure. I'm gonna need, yeah, I'm gonna need more of these anyway. All right, that was it for that color. I think. Yeah, but no, there's one more right there. And I missed one of the last colors too. I don't like when I do that. Because I don't even remember what that number was. I have to go back and look, and it just takes time. It was 57. It's just one of them. And that's that one. Yay. All right, I'm going to knock out the number ones just because they're right there. There's not very many of them. And that was easy to find. I made a snowman Christmas tree ornament out of. Yeah, I don't think that was it. Maybe it was the sunflowers. I don't remember seeing sunflowers. I know you did something and I was like, oh, that's really creative and cute. But now I can't remember what it was, but I don't think it was a Christmas tree. So it might have been the sunflowers. Now I also have to find the curved tip for this. so that I can use it, see if that makes it easier, makes these a little bit straighter for me. So we'll see. Because some of these are crooked. See, that was it. That was all the ones. And then there's twos, so I'm going to grab the twos. It's really easy when they label them with the numbers because, you know, they're just in order and then you're not looking for shapes and stuff. I'm feeling like I'm rushing now though because I do want to finish this little section before I leave y'all. So I feel like I'm rushing, but don't want to rush. That was all the twos. Now I'm going to get, I don't know what I'm going to get. I think maybe that symbol because that has quite a few. Well, I say quite a few. What, 10, 15 maybe? What symbol is that? I'm just sitting here talking to myself. I mean, I'm talking to y'all, but I'm really talking to myself, right? All right, so I think I'm going to do that symbol. That's number 33. That is a Christmas tree on a make. I made a gnome. I need to put brown pointing bead on it. That is a Christmas tree ornament. Do you have anything, have you been working on anything on the knitting machine? I've been thinking about, I don't even remember who it was. I don't remember. Maybe it was Nana. I'm not sure. But somebody was asking for hats for charity. And so I've been thinking about maybe knocking out some hats. But I mean, it's pretty warm out, so I'm not sure. I don't know if it was for like later in the year that they wanted them, and maybe so, right? Giving people enough time to be able to do them. But anyway, I was thinking about knocking some of those out. But I mean, I've not taken my machine out since I think December or January. Plus I have work in progress like all over the place that I have to like just get done. You know, get done or just unravel and use that yarn for something else. Because it always feels like, you know, like you're not done, like that's waiting to be done. ear warmers, then I turn them into hats. You make ear warmers and then you turn them into hats in the machine, or? Okay, you're working on a crochet pot holder. Make ear warmers and turn them into hats. Your crochet ear warmers. So they're just crochet hats, but you start out with the ear warmer and then you just work from there. Like you make the ear warmer first and then you could stop if you wanted to, but then you continue to make the hat. Is that what I'm getting from that? W is 55. Only a few of those. That was all of those. Oh no, there's two more right there. All right, the percent is 16. There. Okay. I'm closing in my little square. All right. Stars, where's the stars? 38. It's only a few of those. You guys that are here, thank you so much for spending your time with me. Thank you for chatting with me. Those of you that have just been in the background, I appreciate you being here, even if you don't chat. And those of you watching replay, thank you so much. Trying to get back in the swing of things. Oh, that one's not all the way in there. Oh yeah, that was like sticking out. Y'all hear that? Yeah. Getting excited. This little section is going to be done. 49. Moving quickly, moving quickly. That was all of those. I ran out of coffee a while ago. Need coffee. Need coffee. Need coffee. That's 12. It's a few C's. The picture is, I'll show it to you. It is beautiful. Look at that. Look at all those colors. Look at the sun's reflection in the water. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's gonna be a while before I get there. Right, those were all the C's. I think it's right now it's taking me longer just to find what I'm looking for than it is to put the little bit of drills. 15. These are like the diamonds. There's only 6 of those. So, yeah, so finding the color and then putting them on the tray and then from the tray back into the jar is probably longer than it took me to put those 6 drills down. But guys, I think we are going to finish this section. Just a few more minutes and it will be done. All right, that's 11. Where is 11? I only need 2 of those. I may not even have to put the stopper on there since it's so little amount. All right, then we have the up arrow. Which, of course, I can't find. Oh, there it is, 58. There's only 3 of those, or at least that I see. Nope, there's two more over there that I didn't see. See, and those are like silly little mistakes that I make when I try to rush. So I really shouldn't try to rush, even if it's just a little bit. Like I just shouldn't. Like I should just take my time, right? Take my time. All right. Let's do 40. And that's that little section right there. The shading on this is just going to be amazing. And so that was all of those. Okay. Yes, 60. I mean, I suppose I could just turn the camera off and finish this little bit, but I know as soon as I do that, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go get coffee, I'm gonna get the crock pot out and start all that, and then I'm not gonna come back to it, which is why I am just trying to finish, because that way when I come back with y'all, I can come back at a different section, and which would be this section. Where is that arrow? $37. So there's a few of these arrows, but not very many. All right, that's those. And so, what is that one right there? I can't even. Oh, I did that one already. That was the little fire pit. 63. Only need one. I got scissors, like take your time. I know, right? But there's so little that I'm like, oh, I got to. You feel me. You feel the rushing. You're like, just slow down. Just slow down. You know, and I feel the rush, right? The rushness going on, but I'm like, am I really even moving that much faster? Probably not. It takes me really long to find the symbols, though. 23. Okay, that one is out here. I only needed one of those. Then we need the U-turn symbol, which is what number? That's 14. Need a few of those. Yeah, so I mean, it's this little section is pretty much there. Pretty much there. What color is the sweater that you're making for your son? And I meant to ask you that the other day. Are you still crocheting or do you just knit now? A, big A, big A, big A, big A. Where is it? 28. It's out here. U. There's a few U's. There's that symbol again that I must have missed. Let's get to the U and then we'll come back to that symbol. 48. There's what, 2? I haven't crocheted in a while, but I still will do it. So do you feel that you've, well, maybe not mastered, but do you feel like you're as good a knitter now as you are a crocheter? Okay, where's that symbol? 9. Okay, that's this one. Oh, there was a U-turn right there. What number was the U-turn again? That's the last one. $14. I almost missed that one because that's the last little one. Oh, there's that one right there. Oh no. That's the last one I'm going to do, and if there's more, that's going to have to be it. Alright. There's the U-turn, and those are the squigglies, and that's 57. That was the corner. Yep, those were 2 corner pieces. And that completes. Oops, dropped it. Look at that. That completes that square. Yay. Yay. We did it. We did it. We have a mess going on, but look, we did it. Now, these are just where I started this square. So, but yay. All right, let's see. I think I'm pretty good at it. I really enjoy it because I make so many wearables. I know, and I think the wearables, knitted wearables, to me, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't know how to knit, so I like to crochet, but to me, the knitted wearables just look so much better to me. They look fancier. Black and all over cables. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Is it going to be V-neck? I don't know why that popped in my mind when I read that. I haven't crocheted in a while. I think I'm pretty good at it. Whether if I post them on my... Man, I haven't been on Ravelry in a long time. I'm going to have to go there and look you up. Is it just God's desire for me as well? I think mine's just handcrafted by Jackie. Well, look at that. Almost 3 hours. Not quite there, but almost. Oh, wait, I was going to say, let me write that down. I'm just going to take a picture of that. Because I will go in there and I will look you up. I don't think I don't use Ravelry. So, yeah, because I followed you on Insta. I don't get on Insta very much, but that would be where I would see all the stuff that you were making. But I'll go to Ravelry and see. All right, so just under 3 hours. Thank you very much. I don't know if I'll come on tomorrow. I am going to be trying to come on, even if it's just for an hour, like during the week, during the daytime. I don't have a specific hour, just kind of like, winging it. But thank you all for being here with me. I appreciate you. I appreciate our chats. Just getting connected with some of y'all again. It feels good. It really does feel good to me. I hope it does for you as well. But thank y'all very much. I hope that y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. Oh, you deleted your Instagram. Okay. Yeah, I will definitely look you up, even if I just go on there to follow to see your stuff. So I hope that y'all all have a wonderful and blessed day. Till I see you again. Bye, guys.